Hey guys, thanks for stopping in to watch me open up this giant box and try not to ruin anything while I do. Let's get into it. As I tend to, I've got my stock version of Catan for scale. I did this for Descent Legends of the Dark as well. But you can see this new 3D edition is just immense. There's a lot in there, and it makes a big footprint on the table. I already pulled the shrink wrap off of this one, so I'm left with the outer shell wrapping here. And worth noting about this edition, the outer shell wrapping is pretty much a throwaway. This outer box gives some info about the game, but is not a super nice, like, on-your-shelf design piece. It's got the rules and some of the tiles in there, but after you've opened it up, this clear front and all this plastic and kind of flimsy cardboard can get tossed. It's just for display purposes unless you want to keep it in a closet or something. Beyond that, we have the actual box for the game, and how that works is when you open it up, the cover is underneath. So that is the cover of this copy. Actually, in your collection, this is what the game looks like. So, kind of epic sunset shot we're all used to there. If you were to open it up when it's on your shelf, get right into what's in this box. So as I said, rulebook and an almanac for the game. These are pretty much standard Catan stuff you're used to. There's nothing terribly unique or special about these. The rules of the game haven't changed with this edition or anything. We have also got the largest army and longest road tiles, and then the player reference boards here. These are pretty stock cardboard, nothing huge change-wise in these. Most of the changes came in the actual plastic play pieces and components on the game board itself. So those pieces, mostly what we're used to. Got a bit of a tray here that gets lifted up and off, just keeps everything in place. And inside the box, see the 3D components. I'll start from the middle and work my way out, why don't I? Middle of the box here, it's a couple of card trays for holding resources and all the like. You can see those themselves are, I believe, standard Catan size cards. Nothing much changed in the cards. As I say, most of the changes are in the board itself. So those we're all used to. And the trays. Set those off to the side. And we'll go for the trading posts next. They did a really cool job with these 3D trading posts, where there's actually little canoes that'll be up next to the island. See if I can get a focus in on those. But yeah, as you see, my hand shaking as I hold it out there. You've got all your resources on the little canoes, and then they also have the four just like generic standard trading post canoes there. The robber is super cool and is now the robbers. We've got a 3 robber piece clearly making off with a sheep here. These guys look great, and that is your robber piece for the game. Dice are pretty standard. They do have the Catan symbol with a hex there to represent the 1 on those, and then the actual pips are hexes too, which I think is really cool. So just a little bit of style added into those dice. Same deal on the yellow. We'll talk about these in a moment, but these are your resource numbers for the die rolls. These are nice plastic resin pieces, and they are going to fit right down into the 3D board pieces, so we'll take a look at where those would fit as well. And then we get to the actual player pieces. So these come in their own bags, and they have 3Dified everything each player gets. So most importantly, your settlements, couple houses representing a new settlement you put down out on a spot. Your roads, standard road one might carve out of that hillside or countryside field. And to upgrade into the cities, which have a little bit of like a church abbey feel to them with the cross shape, but just kind of have a really nice density to them. And so that is going to be the white player's pieces, obviously. Just give a real quick shot of the other 3 play colors that come in the set here. Got your red. Nice bit of shading of sorts on those. Your orange. Oop, that one's gone forever. And a blue. Pretty sweet. We'll set a few of these up on the actual board in a second here. All right. The part I, and perhaps you, are waiting for is the actual board itself. So we've got our water tiles going up around the outsides here. These are probably about a 1/4 inch thick. There's like no real flexibility to them. They're nice and solid. Few 3D details, and the water itself is textured, and then there's these bushes along the shore. All the pieces, the roads and settlements as well, but all the pieces with the actual coloration to them and the 3D board we're about to look at are all hand painted. So these have been painted by hand for some really nice detail here. And then each of them has the Catan symbol on the back there. So we'll get these set up. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. From here, I'm actually going to clear the box. Just get this set up nice on the table. All right, our water grid all set. Let's look at each of these pieces as we go through. I'm going to start with the mountains, why not? You can see these are about the size of a palm, just a bit larger than my palm here, and I would say probably 1.5 inches tall is what I'm looking at here, but they're your mountain pieces, hand painted as I said. Get that out here into the grid. And we've just got our basic hills here, also hand painted as you see. That'll be your clay spot. Couple more clay hills. For our lumber spots, some delightful forestry. These are your forest spots. Each of these trees is like individually painted, so you actually get the sense of there just being a ton of trees in there. Got the upper canopy and the stumps along the side as you go, or the trunks along the side as you go there. And I should point out as we go through, you can kind of see, it's just kind of implied, it's not super heavy-handed or anything, that there's a spot on each of them for those number spots to go on. I'm not actually going to open that pop pack of the numbers this time, but each of them has a nice recess in it where those are going to slot right in and stay for the rest of your game. We've got wheat fields, nicely divided into a harvest, mid-harvest, and yet-to-be-harvested section on there. That's pretty awesome. Get the 3D aspects if we'll focus. There you go. And you knew I was going to do it. Final resource, we're going to end with the sheep. Look at that. Harvest wool right off the tile. I've got the little 3D sheep right on there. And then there's pretty much your pick of spots to put that number tile, but I think it would fit nicely right amidst these 3 here. Got the robber space as well here. That's the last thing I'm holding. We'll get this all plugged in, see what that board looks like in a game state. Alright. I'm not plug in a few settlements. Some nice little spots right along the edges here for settlements and roads, cities as we go. Toss a robber on there, and let's take a quick tour of Catan, shall we? I'm not going to turn the phone, I think that might cause terrible chaos, but we'll just do a quick overhead landscape shot here, show you guys what it'll look like on the table. Yeah, this is like the most immersive actual gameplay map I have ever had the honor of touching. It's pretty awesome. This one looks great. As I said, we've got it on the shelves now. We've got a few copies. We didn't get a ton in, so it'll be an awesome thing if you wanted to pick it up for a huge Catan lover in your life, even if that is you. And I think I will end this unboxing right here on the shot of the robbers. Look at those guys go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun diving into the box of Catan with me here, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.